Good evening, distinguished Nigerians in Atlanta, Georgia. We are live here in the studio with His Excellency Peter Obi, the man they call Mr. Obedient. And my name is Mr. I am a journalist, and this interview is for Nigerian media and local CNN here in Atlanta. And today we have the honor of having him right here in Atlanta in a town hall. He's going to be meeting with the people shortly. But before then, we just wanted to ask him a few questions that people are yearning to know his responses to. At this time, I want to welcome you, Your Excellency. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
I know you've been traveling around the world. Are you tired?
Well, that's interesting. Well, I'm okay. I'm doing fine.
You're fine. You look fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you well rested during these travels? Are you taking a rest?
The most important thing is I'm doing well. I'm doing what I can, but I'm doing very well.
You're doing very well. Glad to hear that. All right. So let's get into it because I know you have people to meet right now. My first question is going to be what people have been asking me. These questions I'm going to ask you, these are questions that people have been asking that we want to hear from Mr. Peter Obi. What will be your practical steps in improving things, the economy in Nigeria?
Well, if you look at our myriad of problems, despite a number of them, we're going through a very difficult, challenging time. But to prioritize them, the first is to deal with the issue of security. That is the number one job of a government, to secure its people. And now we're going to prioritize to ensure that we provide security of life and property. And we have a detailed, aggressive way to deal with it from day one. Two is to unite the country. The country as it is today are divided along tribal, religious, all sorts of lines which were actually elite conspiracy to continue criminalizing Nigeria. We need to dismantle that. We need to deal with the issue of rule of law. You need to have law and order. Because these are things that you can do. You need to fight corruption. These critical areas are intangible assets we need to dismantle in order to be able to open up the place.
Hello, Atlanta, fellow Nigerians in Atlanta. We're right here at the Hilton Hotel in Atlanta, Peachtree Corners. And I have here distinguished Nigerians. I have one of them right in front of me. My name is Mr. I am a journalist and a communication consultant. Today we have an eminent personality amongst us, and I'd just like him to introduce himself quickly. Please tell us your name, sir.
Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Ehirim. Ehirim, I'm a pharmacist by profession from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I'm from Imo State, Nigeria.
Okay.
I've lived in South Africa for almost 2 decades. As a professional pharmacist and a business administrator. A public servant of long standing. Thank you.
Now you're running for an office in Nigeria, in Imo State. How do you think the people will take this?
In fact, in life, from what I've seen, there is time for everything under the sun. You see, the modern Nigerians, they use the people of my generation, people who were born during and after the Second Republic, and those that are our seniors, we've got to realize that the way we've been living in Nigeria is not the way God created the world. That is why people like us are decided to take the bull by the horn. Coupled with the rising of our leader and mentor, His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi, where he said, we the youth must rise up and take back our country. I've had the privilege of living in another country, the land of the Mandelas, the land of the Malemas, the land of the Sisulus, the land of the Kikuyus, Shivabus, inside South Africa. Where through the human will, the youth of South Africa were able to overturn the worst form of government on earth. I've lived and worked for them, worked with them, learned from them, And at the time I felt it is time to go and pour back at home. I have realized that the deal that the so-called politicians are giving to our people at home is not the way God created the world. Nigeria is a highly endowed country with the highest level of human capital, particularly when you look at the Nigerian youth. We are so gifted, we are so endowed, so hardworking, that there is nothing. In fact, Nigeria should be a source of blessing to Africa and the rest of the world. What we lack, just like our leader said, is leadership. So having worked under Thabo Mbeki, the likes of Thabo Mbeki and type of transformational leaders like Simon Choma and Co. from South Africa, I decided I have all it takes to come back. With the agreement of our brothers, the youths of Nigeria, the youths of Imo State, we take back our country, we take back our states. That is why I'm coming.
Interesting. I hear you keep referring to His Excellency Peter Obi as your leader. You use the word our leader.
Yes, I've been a follower of Peter Obi. My first encounter with Peter Obi was when he was governor, when he came to Auckland Park, Johannesburg, before he left office. Next time, we had a rapport in Stanton, Virginia, where I went to deliver a speech. That was about 7 years ago. And several places. He's a man I followed as a mentor and as a leader. So, in fact, before he started coming to run for the presidency, even to run for the vice presidency of Nigeria, there was a time I was invited by his town union, and I told Frank, the president of Anambra, that one day Peter is going to be our president. So at that time, people didn't know that they used to rise the way they have risen today. And I'm glad that in my lifetime this is happening. And with his teachings and preachings, he is opening the horizon for those of us who rose through dint of hard work, who believe in meritocracy, who believe in competence, who believe in humanity.
So do you have plans to, I hear you flew in from South Africa today. Do you have plans to move back to Nigeria?
We're already moving. For the past 3 years, we've been working in a permanent approach, and we have youth, good citizens, good elders across the 27 local governments of Imo State, and we are moving to make sure we install His Excellency Peter Obi as the next president of Nigeria.
Awesome.
Myself, I've already gone home. I'm just doing my finishing touches in Johannesburg, setting things in place, and then march down to Nigeria. And as a civil servant, I've been a top civil servant in South Africa, managing their resources. I was made a procurement authority in that land, and I did excellent job. I was once a member of the executive committee of a tertiary hospital in that place, until I became the procurement authority in the Gauteng province. Gauteng is the most educated, most sophisticated, most advanced part of Africa. So I was able to be there competing with the rest of the world, the Chinese, the Jewish, the Caucasians, and the black South Africans, and the Indians. And I was able as a Nigerian to excel to that level, to be able to procure, distribute, and manage medicaments and medications and hospital facilities for their people. Running budgets year in, year out that runs into billions of rands. So I have participated in youth empowerment. I have participated in many things, social development. And I don't see any reason why it cannot be done in our own country, Nigeria. I don't see any reason at all, except that the people don't have humanity in them. There's what is called in South Africa, there's something they call Ubuntu Gamantu. That's the sense of African humanity. It is lacking in the politicians in Nigeria. We cannot, I decided, we cannot continue to complain and why things continue to go down. We decided to go in to help rescue our place and restore the dignity of the African man in Nigeria.
Oh my God, I could talk to you all night, but from what you've said so far, I see a young generation who is coming into leadership in Nigeria to do great things. How are you going to help His Excellency Peter Obi when he becomes the president? Because that's the hope of every obedient. How are you going to help him in your state when you become the governor of Imo State? How are you going to help him achieve his purpose?
for Nigeria in the area of economy, security, and health? You already spoke about health in the area of economy specifically.
His Excellency, people, if you listen to him, has always been talking about changing the sharing formula, consumption formula to production formula. I have worked for South Africa, and if you know South Africa, if you know the range and the races of transformation that we went through, you will know that that is not a place you go and mess up. I've been able to hold the ship in South Africa. We're talking of economy. I'm from Imo State, and Imo State people in various times have been, particularly on the side, have been touted as people who deal on drugs from our forefathers. They manufacture medicaments and medications. Now, I can tell you nothing is wrong in making Imo State the pharmaceutical production and manufacturing hub of Africa. In South Africa, I am a professional who has been into manufacturing, pharmaceutical production. The value chain of pharmaceutical manufacturing in Imo State, in the southeast, will create, it touch almost all facets of our life, economic life. It will create economic boom. If we capture the West African market in pharmaceuticals, ranging from agriculture, when you check now, if you know the recent technology, you can see that what people are leaning towards now, the health professionals are leaning towards now is drugs manufactured from agro material. You see that the value chain will extend from farming, agriculture, to plastic production, to branding, to IT, to actual manufacturing of the medication, transportation, distribution, marketing, after service. This will hook in a lot of our youth and give them job. The issue is that people come to government, they are not thinking of service to the people. I've gone to South Africa to learn from Thabo Mbeki, what we call Batopele, the people first. When you listen to His Excellency Mr. you will see him continue to stress this. If we go into government like they do in South Africa to serve, it is not a rocket science. You will see opportunities that we will create to lift our people away from poverty. I lived in South Africa and saw, since I was working, I've never been owed my salary 2 minutes more than they should have been paid for the past 20 years. My mother is educated. I took my mother to South Africa and I told her mommy that in the public health sector where I manage, all of them, more than 3,000 of them, that a woman, a man, more than 60 years does not pay a cent to receive the highest level of care in the public health sector. There is no woman who goes to public facility and pays a cent to deliver a child. There is no child that is less than 10 years that pays a couple to receive medicine. And I'm at the top of this rung list. So that gave me a burden of conscience. People may be wondering, why doesn't this guy go and enjoy his good life that he has achieved in South Africa? No. What is the essence of my life? If I can live and the people where my parents were born, where I was born, continue to suffer in that way. My mother told me that they can work for 6 months and they don't get paid. I said, no, it can't continue. I used to see it, I used to know it, until I came to South Africa and realized that the punishment that given to Nigerians is not how God created the world. They made a lot of our population to think that that is how the world operates. But because we have gone out, we found out that the onus lies on us in diaspora to come back and help our own indigenous society, indigenous population. Because when I look at the history of the world, there is no society that rises from the ashes of their sufferings except through the support of their diaspora. When you look at the Jews, it happened to them. When you look at the Americans, it happened to them. When you actually look at the South Africans that I'm giving examples with, the Thabo Mbekis of this world, the Sisulus of this world, a lot of them came from exile to come and help to liberate their people from the shackles of apartheid. The same thing is about to happen in Nigeria. With a leader we can trust, that is Peter Obi. I believe strongly that we're going to do that. I'm appealing to this opportunity to appeal to all Nigerian youth. Guys, the life you are living there is not how other people are living in other countries, especially people that are rich like Nigeria.
I love your passion. I love your passion for service. I love your passion that you really want to do what the good stuff that is happening in South Africa, you want to see happen in Nigeria. And I admire you for seeing the quality that people see in Peter Obi, for you stating it to them. For able to recognize you more since they know you more in South Africa. For Nigerians to continue to get to know you more, please tell us your name once again. Interview.
And my name is Dr. TJ Ehirim.
Ehirim.
Yes, Nwanagampa.
Dr. TJ. What does TJ stand for?
Tobechuku Justice Ehirim. I'm from a place called Umudimu Mailamazano in Njaba local government of Figure State. It is in Omaka. My mantra since I've come is let the best of us lead the rest of us in all endeavors for certain life. Because when the best of us leads the rest of us, the people will rejoice. And when Peter says to us, we take back our country. We take back our country when we allow our best children, whether they are girls or boys, to lead the rest of us. If I can go to school as a schoolboy and make the best result from primary school, got the best in first school living certificate, the best in common interest, went to secondary school, school for gifted children, got the best result from class 1, I was taking first position. Do you know what? Then how can I keep quiet and allow this scum of the society to run down our people and cause death and cause bloodshed when I have the capacity, I have the knowledge to engage in difficult situations and manage things and take decisions, strategic decisions that pay off to the society. There are many of us who are, let me give you an example. Myself at the University of Nigeria that did medicine, those millennium graduates, out of 140 something graduates of that year, 95 are in the United States as we speak today. We were discussing with somebody today. He confirmed that 95 of their classmates that graduated in the year 2000, 2001 live in the United States. And about 15 of them live in UK. More than 10 of them live in Canada. And it is only 9 of them that are remaining in Nigeria. So when they talk of brain drain, it has happened in the 90s and 2000s because of bad movement. What we are saying is that with the coming of people, that brain drain will turn to brain gain for us. And that is why we are marching hope to God.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Dr. TJ.